Up first this evening, most Jamaicans have rejected the opposition's position on the state of public emergency, arguing that the SOEs should have been further extended. The findings were released in the latest RGR Gleaner Don Anderson polls. TVJ's Andrea Chisholm is here with me to kick off the official release from our news center. Andrea?
Well, Archie, the Don Anderson polls have been highly anticipated. And as you pointed out, this evening we're focusing on the SOEs. But before we delve into the findings, I must point out that 1,000 people from all 14 parishes were interviewed between February 15 and March 3. The poll has a margin of error of plus or minus 3%. And as you'll hear, there's overwhelming support for the state of public emergency SOEs.
A state of public emergency is now in effect for the parish of St. James.
January 2018, the first of 3 announcements by the Prime Minister to help stem the bloodshed across Jamaica. Similar symptoms, same prescription. SOEs were later declared in the St. Catherine North Police Division and sections of the corporate area.
What you find is that there is general support amongst the population for the states of emergencies. As a matter of fact, strong support.
How strong? Well, 90% of Jamaicans supported the imposition of the SOEs. Only 7% did not. And with all 3 operating until January this year when they ended, most of those interviewed thought extending the SOEs was a good move.
78% in fact agreed that the government agreed with the government's decision to extend the state of emergency, or their desire to extend the state of emergency.
But then there were concerns like this.
Concrete have to sleep on. You have to look if you have clothes to put out on the concrete to lie down from. You're not getting a comfortable sleep down there.
Those detained for weeks under the SOE in St. James painted a horrible picture of life behind bars, plus a scathing report from the Office of the Public Defender. Inhumane treatment, foul food and filthy conditions. For Jamaicans, positive change demands personal sacrifices.
When we interviewed 1,000 persons, 72% of them said, well, we believe that such sacrifices are necessary if you're going to curb crime.
Only 20% of those interviewed did not believe that personal sacrifices were necessary with the SOEs. And that's where the parliamentary opposition came in.
We call for more Zozos, but we cannot, Mr. Speaker, given our constitutional responsibilities, support the further extension of the state of emergency.
After a marathon debate in December, the parliamentary opposition said the SOEs were unconstitutional and voted not to extend them any further. They called for a comprehensive crime plan and urged the government to keep the security forces on the ground.
There was only 27% of the people that we interviewed that supported the opposition's decision to vote against the extension.
67% of those interviewed felt it was not a good idea for the opposition to vote against extending the SOEs.
What you found was that there was very strong support across both parties. It crossed party lines, it transcended party lines, because people are very concerned about it and obviously want to see the government tackle it in a very serious way. So there is strong support for the state of emergency, strong support for the extension, and obviously a rejection of the opposition's position that it should not be extended.
So should the SOEs be declared island-wide to fight crime? 73% of Jamaicans say yes. Similarly, 81% agree that the SOEs have been an effective crime-fighting tool.